late.
That's okay. I was making myself a cup of tea anyway.
Oh, perfect.
Good to see you, pun intended.
Thank you so much. Good to see you
Yeah,
too.
I was just listening to that song actually. That's why I thought I'd start the conversation with that one.
Oh, I just got it. Okay, haha.
That's
Song
okay.
connection.
That's
Yes.
okay. I thought but after that, I put on often again that song.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's such an amazing song. One of my favorite songs of 2022, that was.
Thank you so much. I love
Yes.
that song.
And I saw you with Skull Crusher when you came to Montreal. And
Yeah.
you played that song just for me, so thanks for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So, how's life in Babehoven?
Life is really good. We're currently planning, we're leaving for a tour in a couple days, so I'm just like in cleaning mode right now. Our band members, our like live band members arrive tomorrow, so we'll be practicing like crazy for a couple days. But I'm currently like, there's this cabinet back there that I have not cleaned out for like 3 years that I put all my art supplies in, and I am just like, there's like literally trash in there. So I'm just going through and one of those days where we're just like doing a bunch of things and like getting all the merch prepped. Ryan and I practiced for a long time this morning. So just little logistical things, tying all the
Yeah,
bows before we leave.
yeah, just getting your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So the album's been out a week,
Hmm.
as we're talking. What's been the biggest surprise to you on the reaction so far?
Well, there has been a lot of like immediate support for songs like Lonely Cold Seed and Millennia. And those two songs are very like interesting, brilliant, wonderful songs in my heart. And also, I wasn't sure how other people would feel about them. They're not like the classic indie sound, they're more like experimental sounding and like slower. And there's a lot of like, especially in Millennia, like spoken word and like
Mhm.
off rhythm things that um, it's just felt good to have like immediate support for songs like that. That feels really nice.
Yeah, nice. The reviews that I've been seeing have been pretty amazing, actually. So, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So, you guys collaborated together a little bit more on this one. What
Yes.
was the reason behind doing that?
As most things go with creative work, we didn't enter the new recording project for this last album. We didn't enter it like expecting to collaborate in a new way. We just were I had had a body of work that I had written. Like I had like 25 songs written, ready to record by the time we started recording last winter, and we just started. Ryan was playing guitar around the house, and I really liked the chords he was playing, and I often do like the chords Ryan plays, but I sometimes have wanted to keep that space for him so that I don't come in and be like, can I write a song with those chords when he might want to write a song with those chords. So I've been a little bit like cautious about that. And then this time around, I just asked, like, hey, do you want to maybe write a song together with those chords? And Chariot popped out. And from there, we kind of slowly like stopped working on the like 25 songs that I'd already written. We just kept making new songs each day. Like we try to show up even though we record out of our house, and we show up to work. Like Ryan works,
Ah,
he does manual labor and construction as well. So on the days that he's not working, we try to like really focus through the winter especially. And so what we had expected was that we would focus on recording the songs that I'd already written, but we kept finding new songs. Like Bird's Eye would pop out, and we were like, well, we have to obviously record that now. Like this is where it just kind of naturally, fluidly started happening, and it was cool. We were in a difficult time in our lives actually during this recording process, and lots of big transitions. We like we live in this house and have been here for a while, and um, we rented it with five other friends, and through the winter a bunch of like everyone moved out really quickly, like not in a dramatic way, but just like someone found another apartment that they wanted to move into, someone moved in with their partner, like it just kind of happened. And so Ren and I ended up like in this house alone, like wasn't we weren't expecting that. We had to like figure out lots of like life shifts, like financial shifts, and like can we make this work? And also like I was dealing with like health issues and emotional stuff. So it was a big like challenging winter, and I actually think the collaborative songwriting process was a way that we really came together in a time that was like actually very difficult.
So what does Ryan bring to it that you wouldn't have without him?
So Ryan is a brilliant thinker about music. He is more of like a musician, I would say, whereas I'm like a songwriter. Like I play music because I love to songwrite. Sometimes I sing in choirs. I like played jazz bass all through elementary school through college because I love to play music, but that's not like I would say my approach to playing music has always been more of like a playing. Like I love to play. I love to like engage with other people, but I've never really focused on like excelling at an instrument. Like my instrument is songwriting and my voice, and I like to play guitar because it accompanies me. Whereas Ryan is a guitarist. Like he studied guitar. He's like really interested in like the guitar. He's really good at the bass. He like knows all these interesting things, and he like studied music in school. I did not study music. I like studied environmental studies. I've always tried to kind of keep music almost like at a distance in terms of I don't want to know too much. I'd rather like just play, be playful about it and see what happens, but it's really helpful to have someone with like real concrete knowledge incorporated in the songwriting, because like his chord choices, for example, are chords that now I know how to play because we've been playing them for a year now, but I would have never known to explore those chords, even though like a lot of the chords that I play, I just make up it. I'm like, oh, this sounds good, and then I'll play that. And so I would maybe eventually have somehow landed upon a similar chord structure, but to blend all these things together, Ryan really like My Best Friend Needs, for example, that's a song that's really a weird, it's quite a weird song, like chord structure wise, and I love the way it sounds. And so it just kind of, I think sometimes with songwriting, you can get stuck in a like specific way of songwriting. Like, and it was really inspiring to like try a whole new approach. And I was the lyricist still and the singer, and Ryan was the guitar. We both played guitar. We'd like write chords. Some like the choruses, I'd be like, we should go to this chord, and then we would, and we'd kind of tweak things together. But it felt exciting to approach things with Ryan, yeah, because he brings like a very nuanced, delicate, but like educated approach to music. He's
Okay.
never like, you're wrong. He's actually really quite good at being explorative with me, but he just knows more. And I'm not, something that I really like about our dynamic, especially, is like neither of us approach it like competitively. I know that can be hard with like bands because, of course, you get your ego involved and you want to be right or you want to be better. And I think something that I'm really interested in is like, I don't want to be better. I I just want to play. I just want to like explore and write a song. And Ryan doesn't approach it as wanting to be better, but I could imagine like that. I've heard of the dynamic of like needing to be like the right one, and I don't really think there's a right or wrong with music.
Okay. So having said that, if he had an idea that you disagreed with, because you've been like the chief songwriter for so long. Are
Yeah.
you ready to give up to somebody else's idea that maybe you're not sure about?
So that's okay. I should say I am the one that says no. I mean, so when I say there's no right or wrong, I guess what I mean is more like creatively, I want there to be like an exploration, but I'm the one that it is my way or the highway in a sense. Like I say yes or no, and he doesn't push back on it. Sometimes he'll be like, oh, I think this sounds really good. And sometimes I'll change my mind, but it is, I guess what I mean is like, Woody, my housemate just got home, so I'm gonna go upstairs. Um, what I mean by like right or wrong in this case, I think to clarify is more just, yeah, like I like to make things that don't sound predictable, I guess. But I am the lead thinker, and we definitely maintain that boundary together.
There's a theme on this album of camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from, and when did that start in the process of the album?
In terms of themes in my songwriting in general, I actually don't approach them ever like before. I don't think about what I want the album to be about. I like just write a bunch of songs and then I make themes based off of what I hear. Um, so I would say the feeling of camaraderie that comes through in this album was definitely like a post narrative that I love to create about the song. You know, it's always interesting to be like, well, what does this sound like? And what do these lyrics mean? But that's something I noticed about the album post.
At what point in the process do you think about where the songs are going to sit next to each other on the album, like the sequencing?
Normally, the very end, we'll listen through everything and like explore what it could possibly be like. But there are certain songs, like we knew Bird's Eye was the start of the album. And we also knew that Cherry came directly after Chariot. Cherry was actually the ending of Chariot that we split into.
Okay.
So that was necessary. I knew Ella's from Somewhere Else was the last song on the album for sure. I like ending an album with like a
The first time I listened to it and that song came on, I was like, this must be the last song. And I checked and it was.
yeah, right. I like that like culminating song feeling that you're like, okay, this is like this is the end of the album. And yeah, I appreciate that you recognize that.
Do you do a similar thing when you play live? Do you like take us on that journey? How do you work that?
We haven't actually set the set list yet. We're doing that later today. Um, a lot of the set list has to do with tunings, you know, like what
Right.
tuning it is in so that we don't have to tune for 5 minutes
Yeah.
each time. Because a lot of this album does have like kind of difficult tunings and capos that we have to be careful about. So that'll be a big factor, but I definitely think we like to open we love to open with Break the Ice, which is from our former album Light Moving Time. So I think we'll probably do that. But yeah, I think not necessarily. I would say that actually we don't mimic the album live, but it would be interesting to try.
Can I ask you a bit about what you've been listening to recently?
My Spotify I changed credit cards and I forgot to update it. So I actually haven't been listening to much. I've been in silence a lot recently, which is kind of normal for me. I'll like intersperse songs here and there, but I drive in silence a lot of the time. I kind of live in silence a lot of the time. Like I don't play music while I'm hanging out, working on things. So I actually would say I've been kind of listening to nothing. Not even a book on tape these days. Sometimes I have a book on tape that I listen to. But if I were to be listening to something, Oh no, you know what? I listened to Angel Olsen the other day. I listened to is it Burn for No Witness? Is that the name of the album? One of her earlier albums that I love. And I actually don't even know the names of her albums, I'm realizing. But the first album I love all of her albums, but the first album and then I think it's the second album. They're the like wood block print covers. One is
Mm.
black and one is red. But I love those two albums and I listened to them both in the car. And then I of course listened to the new album with Big Time being I think that's the name of the album,
Yeah.
right? Um but that song Big Time just like is so good. So I was listening to that. And then I'm a really big fan of Christine Lushber, who's also a friend and I actually also I sang on her record too, so it's nice to listen to it and be like, there's my voice. I listened to her like a week ago, but I need to pay for my Spotify subscription so that I can listen
Yeah.
to more music.
Yeah. So you're going to be in Montreal on May the 10th,
Yes.
which just happens to be my birthday.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be at La Sotterenea. I am still not sure exactly how to say that place, but it's a
Yeah,
really cool, like, it's almost like a dive bar kind of place. It's got a really nice vibe to it.
yeah.
So that's on Friday, May the 10th. And
Hmm.
then what are you doing after that? You got the rest of the tour, and then do you know what the rest of the year is looking like?
We're going to Europe in the fall, which hasn't fully been booked yet, so I don't have like specific dates other than Pitchfork London, which has been announced, which I'm really excited about. It's our first time playing in Europe. Um, and then we're at some point this summer going to be we are going to be recording more music with different we're trying out different producers for the first time. Like Ryan and I co-produce our music, him being kind of the lead producer, and then I like have ideas and co-produce with him. But we've never worked with anyone else, so we've been inspired to try exploring what that could look like. One facet of that is that we like are hopeful that this next record might have a little more of a budget so we can like actually work with other people because it's really expensive to work with producers. And then also we would just like to see what happens, to open up the possibilities a little bigger with other people's ideas. So yeah, we're gonna be recording, and then I'm gonna spend part of half of June in LA after we finish our tour on the West Coast to help my friend who has a baby. She's having another baby, and I am gonna do like postpartum doula work for her, which I do a little bit of. So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
excited for that, and hopefully also just like enjoying the summer. Like I live in Hudson, New York, upstate, and it's so beautiful and it's just starting to like really pop off. Like I went swimming in the pond up our road 2 days ago, and I'm hoping to do that a lot and hang out with my cats and my dog and hike and eat really good food. Food is like very, very high on my priority list, and I love to cook. So our band, as I was saying, are coming tomorrow, and I like have a whole menu that I'm making and like texted them like their menu and was like, does anyone have any like special requests or restrictions? And like I love to cook, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm excited to have the band come tomorrow.
Yeah. Nice. I was thinking a lot of the things you were explaining that you want to do in the summer, like swimming in the lake and all that kind of stuff. This album feels like a good soundtrack to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just got that nice, mellow, earthy, and
Yeah.
camaraderie as a theme. So yeah, I think it's a good soundtrack. Maybe it's not a soundtrack for you if you don't want to listen to yourself too much, but I think
Yeah.
for others it would be.
I think I might not want to.
It sounds like good things are happening. So I'm really happy to see that for you. And
Thank
sorry I
you.
won't see you next week, but good luck with the tour, good luck with the record, and
Thank
hopefully I'll see
you.
you next time.
Thank you so much and happy birthday.
In my